Okay, so we're Parker's third grade matter emphasis on evaporation. So I'm going to start off today with telling a little story. When I was your age, third grade, I would always come home from the bus and I would walk into my house. Before I could even see the kitchen, I could tell that my mom was baking brownies from my sense of smell. So do you guys have any stories similar to that? You could smell something, you couldn't even physically see it? Yeah. Like a favorite food, something your mom makes?
One time, I was downstairs, and my mom was upstairs making snacks, and we were watching a movie, and I started to smell burnt popcorn, and then she came downstairs and told me that she burned popcorn.
She burned popcorn? It was not a good smell, was it? No. Okay, so today we're going to talk about why I could smell the brownies without physically seeing them in the kitchen.
Okay, so do you guys smell anything right now? Is there anything you guys smell right now? Chelsea?
Vinegar.
Vinegar. Okay, I'm glad you noticed that. Okay, anything else you guys smell? I'll read the snack.
Chips.
Chips?
Salsa.
Well, salsa. I can really smell that salsa. Okay, and then is there anything else anyone smells? Okay.
So, Chelsea, you were able to smell the vinegar over there.
Yes.
Jenna and Melissa, were you able to smell the vinegar?
I didn't smell anything.
Can you smell it?
I smell salsa.
You smelled the salsa? And the salsa was all the way up here at the front table.
Yeah, there's some at
Oh. Why do you think that you were able to smell it?
because it's sitting right here.
Was anyone else able to smell the vinegar?
Why do you think Chelsea was able to smell the vinegar more than maybe, say, you were? That's good, Jenna.
Because she's sitting right next to it.
Okay. Kind of good example. Okay, you want to go and pass out?
Yeah, well, today we're going to be looking at how we can smell odors from a distance. So I'm going to pass out these papers, and I want you guys to predict why you were able to smell the vinegar or the salsa from where you were sitting.
I kind of think of like a baking example too, how like, I know you guys can see the salsa in front of you, but even when she like walked in her house, she could smell the brownies where she could see it. So kind of think about that too. Like she didn't actually know her mom was making brownies, but she could just smell it, so that's how she knew.
I'm sorry. What do you bring?
Let's see, Melanie. Okay, do me a favor, please. Do you mind reading the investigation question? Not the investigation, but like read after the investigation question. Can you read that for us so all our classmates can hear?
Make your prediction.
Please.
Make your prediction. Connect to any prior knowledge. I think I can smell odors at a distance because I saw no.
Good, thank you. Okay, what do you guys write down?
Yeah.
Is that confusing?
Yeah. I can smell odors at a distance because I saw. I get like this. Oh, those faces. Oh, yeah. I see. This kind of filled it in for you. Yeah, what if I don't think I can smell odors? Okay, so okay. I don't know how we could word that though, you know? Yeah.
Okay, is the question confusing? Are you guys understanding it over here? What's your prediction? Do you have a question?
Can I have a handout?
Oh, you want a hand? Yeah, that'd be helpful.
I'm trying to hand out.
So I'm going to interrupt for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, does everybody see, this is a great example of, in the light group, you all could do this too if you wanted to, draw a picture of your prediction. That's actually a model. And what they want the kids to do there is, so where was the vinegar?
Vinegar's right there.
Okay, so Lindsay holds the vinegar. And what she would want the kids to do is to draw a model of how the little particles of vinegar are getting from the container to your nose. So it would be a picture of how the particles in the vinegar are getting from the container. So you may want to have the kids, or you may want to draw the container, and then have a picture of the nose on one side, and what's happening from the particles each container to the nose. And that's what you want them to draw. Cool. Oh, sorry.
Is it, understand a little bit better? What was your prediction?
Oh, I just said because there's also
Okay.
yeah, there's like
That's my nose.
Did I mess up the angle of this?
Oh, because yeah, there's extra space. Yeah, it's gotta.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Of the year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I work it really.
She's got a good
Amy said one.
well, she has a, oh, you were saying about
Yeah.
I think I can smell it at a distance. She's so good because I saw.
Oh, I like your picture.
Thanks.
What?
How are you guys doing?
That's a picture. You drew a picture. I'm gonna call on you. What is those cookies? Cookies. How is the
Mine's really
whatever you
good.
allow? That looks really good. Oh, and
Good
you
job.
got
We're gonna go over it.
yeah.
I think they kind of warned it weird with we shouldn't have big brownies and flowers at a distance, just so you know.
That's good.
You could put like using my nose or like
We'll
a
address
wrapper
that.
on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So you could really address the differences between what this one shows and what hers shows, because this one's pretty much a common misconception. If we all drew it, we would all draw these lines most likely.
Wait, say it again.
Versus, so you have to know in your head what you want the kids to be drawing at the end of this lesson, right?
Okay.
And so what you don't want kids to be drawing is the lines, because the lines make a misconception.
What do you mean lines in this conception?
So this model is a representation of his knowledge and his brain.
Okay. Because you
And
say
so
that
he
like
thinks that the lines represents how the odor gets from the particles from the container to his nose.
but say more like that it's like yeah, like air, like it's like air.
Right?
And that's all they need to know right now.
So does that mean if that's the air, not?
So I'm going to call a timeout. So they're drawing. They had you all draw models. And the misconception, what most people probably drew were the lines, because that's kind of like a common misconception. And what's accurate is actually the dots, because it's dots. It's pieces of the vinegar are in the air with the other molecules, right? And so if they know that's a common misconception in their teacher brains and they're circulating, what are they wanting to notice? What are they wanting to look for in your all's models as the students?
More what she has, which is the particles that are in the air, that are all in the air, not just like a straight direct line to Patrick.
Is it
Right, and if you see a one like Patrick drew, what are you thinking in your teacher brain?
Maybe it's just.
I don't understand the concept that particles are doing.
So he may not understand, he may not fully understand it, which is okay because it's the engaged phase.
Right, because this is a more in-depth one, I feel
Well, what do you want to be? You're thinking as a teacher, you're making sense of the students' models. And so what else are you thinking?
I mean, I like Melissa, she got cookies with, like, it looks, she knows it's in the air, the smell's in the air, and as long as they know that the scent travels through the air to your nose, I think they're good for the engagements, because then we're going to explore how that works, and then explore.
Right, so something about movement. So you may be wanting to look for, okay, are there models that show movement? Were there any models that didn't show movement? That may be like a red flag or something.
Okay.
So you're wanting to really, you're making sense of kids and you're thinking about, this is Patrick's understanding, now I need to know this about his understanding, and it's a very active process. So you're not just walking around and like chit-chatting with the kids, right? Just wanted to emphasize. That was good that you were doing that also, you were thinking about what they had drawn.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Because
Keep
I
going.
different pictures, so. Okay. So, I definitely want Amy to share. If you don't mind sharing, well, a couple people share. They have really great ideas. If you don't mind sharing your prediction, Amy.
I'll read it. I said, I think I can smell odors at a distance using my nose because I know I smell with my nose.
Oh, I thought you
Well, using my nose, that's good.
using my nose. I mean, yeah, that'd be like a typical probably.
Chelsea had a good one. What was yours?
I think I can smell odors at a distance when they are close to me because I can smell the vinegar next to me.
Yes, okay, that's a great one. I'm sure everyone had great predictions. And Chelsea, we're actually going to be more exploring that in the next stage, like next time we have class about that, because we're going to do an experiment to kind of see how, for instance, how you were able to smell that vinegar, but Jenna wasn't. So that kind of leads into the next experiment that we're going to do. So does anyone have any questions? Was there any confusion? Anything like that? You guys can understand?
How much time do I have?
Almost, well, 4:45.
4 minutes left. Why do you ask us more questions and engage our thinking?
Like, I don't... Yes.
What if there's no wind?
What if there's
What
no...
if the smell?
What if there's no wind? Okay, great question. So is there really any wind right now in the classroom?
The air conditioning.
I hear the air conditioning.
The air conditioning? Okay, so have you ever been in your house where the air conditioning's not on, say it's like fall, no air conditioning on, no heater on, can you still smell those brownies baking though?
You usually have your windows open in the fall, so you have air coming in.
So if there's air, what do you think that makes the smell do?
Move.
Do you think the amount of air would affect that?
Yeah.
So say if you had a fan by the vinegar, you think maybe Gemma would have been able to smell it in the rest of the classroom probably? So it's kind of like how, I guess movement also has to do with it, but the particles move throughout the classroom. So yes, air does have an effect in it, but the particles still are moving like in the classroom and not just in a straight line, like how,
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
What is she doing, guys? What is she doing?
She's giving us an
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
so glad you are because it just happened.
Sorry, okay. I was trying to,
So she's giving us the answer because she's like really getting into our discussion.
okay.
And she's actually starting to explain, which is what we tend to do. So I'm glad you're doing it.
Okay, how do I explain to it without like?
So what I call,
I don't want to
what we act like in the engage phase is what I like to call dumb teacher. If you and your teacher brain know the answer, but you were acting like the dumb teacher, oh, that's really interesting. Oh, yeah, like say more about that. I wonder how, you're acting like you don't know and you're probing them. So act like dumb teacher.
Okay.
Well, if I went back to like what I said, so I asked them if they thought it would affect it, and Melissa said yes. And so I could ask her, so if I had a fan on, how would you be able to smell it? So,
because the fan blows air.
so would you be able to smell it slower or faster?
Faster, because the fan moves fast.
So if I took away the fan, then how would you be able to smell it?
You wouldn't because there's no air.
Would it take longer, you think?
Yes.
There's still air, can you breathe?
Yeah. So it would take slower because the air's not moving as fast.
Yeah. So you might have to sit there for 10 to 15 minutes maybe, then you might be able to smell it.
So what about brownies or other hot foods like cookies? Can't you see coming from the oven? Can you see some like steam almost, and you can smell that? But is that necessarily wind?
Why can you smell hot stuff more than you can smell the cold stuff? Because I don't normally smell like sandwiches, but I do smell brown.
That's a good question. I think we're going to answer that whenever we actually explore it. Yeah.
We'll answer it more.
Okay, good job.
Talking on.
We're going to stop. Great. Awesome job, guys. As you give them feedback, what were some of the effective teaching moves you noticed?
I liked how the hook they asked us, like she told hers and then she asked if we had any of those experiences.
Yeah, that was good. Connecting to students. Her knowledge, nice. Any other teaching moves or questions or things you noticed?
What's your teacher's name again?
Parker.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Great. Good job, you guys.